Now, I know I said it was done and finished and we was done with this series, but I took it for an MOT and it failed. The left fork leg appears to be leaking a tiny little bit of oil, even though we've done the seals and the dust caps as well and serviced them, as you guys know if you've been watching the series. So let's go and have a look and see what's going on and get the fork leg off, shall we? Morning, mate. On the plus side, I suppose it's a good thing that it's an easy one to undo. Right, it's a couple of days later and now we're burning a bit of midnight oil because I had a bit of a problem. This is the damper tube. This is the bolt in the bottom of this fork leg, screws into there. Now this is a common issue on a lot of forks. When you're trying to undo this, it's a very fine thread. This damper tube is spinning inside of here. Now the normal trick would be a broom handle, push it down through the fork stanchion into the top of the dampener and hold it. That's pretty common. That will usually do it. That done it the first time round. It wouldn't do it this time, unfortunately. So I struggled and struggled and struggled. Had to call it a night. I was going to chop it in half. So now we're burning a bit of midnight oil because I wanted to get it done. So what I did is I took a bit of steel bar and I've ground like a square flat on the end, if you guys can see that. That goes down that grabs hold of the dampener tube and the bolt whizzed out. I actually put this in the vise like that way up. Sorry. So I put it in the vise so that I could slide the fork over the top, if that makes sense. And then I could use my body weight, which is a lot, to pull down on the fork tube. And then the bolt just whizzed out. So crisis averted. Within this couple of days, a new external mic has turned up, so hopefully the audio is a little bit clearer now on the video. But the actual problem in hand, this is the new fork seal that we fitted in the previous video when we were rebuilding the forks. I just wanted to see a mistake. I wanted to see it folded the other way. I wanted to see the spring popped out. I wanted to see something, and I can't see anything. The only thing I can see is that there, if you guys can see it, find something to point at it with. There's always a split pin around when you need one. See that? Maybe. There's a slit in the seal. Now, if you look in the end of the fork tube, it's not in the greatest of conditions. And there's, I reckon at some point, instead of taking the forks apart, somebody has taken the fork out of the bike, used a couple of self-tappers to pull the seal out and push the new fork seal over the top. And I reckon in doing so, they've damaged the edge of that fork tube. Now, ultimately, the seal sits down below. Let me see if I can show you guys. So the seal sits down below this line here, because this is the line where the circlip goes. Most of the damage is above that. There's a little nick in it there. So I'm just wondering if it's just caught that on the way through. What I've done is I've just hit it with, I've just tried to take the burr off very, very gently with a file. I've cleaned it out again in there. It's not in the greatest of conditions. So I'm going to give it a go. I want to get the bike done. I don't really want to be shelling out for a used fork, because even a used fork leg could be in the same position. And obviously we don't want to be buying any more new bits, because we've already bought a lot of bits for this bike. So I'm rabbiting on. Let's get it back together, shall we? Right, sorry guys, I've skipped ahead without you, but if you want to see me rebuild these forks fully, I'll drop the playlist below and you can find the video in there of this one being completely rebuilt. So all back together, new seal, new dust cover. We got one more bit to put on the outside, but I was just going to pop the spring back in, pop that tube back in. Oh, can't put that on yet, can we? Because we need to plonk a little bit of oil in there, because the bike's outside and it's pitch black outside. I'm going to fill it with oil here. I'd normally fill it with oil on the bike. Ah, disaster. And this, people, is why we don't do things really late at night, because that is when it can all go wrong, and it just has. I bet you little rascals saw me do that, didn't you? So I put the fork dampener in the leg before the stanchion, just in case any of you didn't know that doesn't work. So took it all apart again, put it back together again. This is why we don't work late at night, guys, okay? All goes wrong. Luckily, I had 2 sets of seals. So another set of seals, had some new fork oil, all back together. It's doing that dampening thing now, which is good. Let's pop it back on the bike because it's pitch black dark outside. You've seen me do it a couple of times. I'll bring you back in when I've done it. Right, guys, all back together. That does appear to have fixed it. So it's late. I'm going to get packed up. I'm Dino. This is Patch's Repair Shop. I'll let you know how it gets on at the MOT. Smash subscribe, hit like, drop us a comment if you could see anything that would have helped me out in this scenario. And I will see you guys next week back on the Harley Davidson. Cheers, guys.